things that used to be important to us no longer matter, and we replace those interests with something new. This has become more apparent to me as I grow older. My high school career is coming to an end, and some things that have been extremely important to me, such as football, are ending. Even though I won't ever be able to play football again, I have the ability to focus on more lifelong sports, such as tennis. I started tennis my sophomore year, and the time has gone by fast. With the season now done, my high school tennis playing days are over. But I know that in this short time, I have found something I truly enjoy, and will hopefully be able to play for the rest of my life. Tennis is a somewhat confusing thing and like an unknown sport in the United States, so I'll share a little bit about the game from the book The History of Tennis by Victoria Sherrill. Once associated with the nobility, the modern day version of this racket sport is now a popular year-round activity for millions of people, making tennis one of the few truly global sports. As of 2001, the International Tennis Federation estimated there were 60 million players in 200 countries worldwide, playing on approximately 750,000 courts, and 300 million tennis balls are being sold annually. Some 200 nations belong to the ITF, which oversees the sport and sets standards for tournament play. Tennis is also a popular spectator sport. During the 1990s, Gallup polls showed that it ranked number 4 as the sport Americans most like to watch, after football, baseball, and basketball. Former champion Jimmy Connors says, "I think people play and watch tennis because it's exciting. I know that's how I feel." Through the centuries, tennis has been banned by religious leaders, blamed for the deaths of monarchs, and embroiled in political conflicts. For decades during the 1900s, people argued about whether to keep tennis as an amateur sport or open tournaments to professionals too. As tennis became more popular, the world's best players, whether amateur or professional, were allowed to enter tournaments, which offered increasingly lucrative prizes. Talented and charismatic players have drawn more fans to the game, especially after matches began appearing on television in the late 1960s. Although tennis was once confined to manicured grass lawns at country clubs and private homes, today's game takes place both indoors and out, in many settings and on different court surfaces. The modern player has a variety of merchandise to choose from. Although tennis balls are standardized, players have many options regarding the rackets they use and the clothing they wear. Human drama adds still more interest to the game. In singles play, one person confronts another across the net, although without physical contact. As former Davis Cup captain Billy Travert said, "There is a unique pressure on any tennis player, both weekender and tournament performer, to accept total responsibility for his performance. You have no excuses." Players must also make quick decisions and adjustments during each game as they strategize and run down balls. As the legendary Billie Jean King says, "You don't get a rest between plays. There are no half times or timeouts. It's non-stop action. With an array of techniques, fascinating personalities, intense rivalries, and big prizes, tennis is truly a game for all seasons." Tennis is a popular worldwide sport, and even though it isn't as popular in the United States, many people around the world love the game of tennis, whether it be playing or watching. The professionals take the courts. I'm now going to share with you a news article written in the Telegraph on the 2002 Wimbledon Tennis Championships. Wimbledon has seldom seen a day like it. In little more than 3 hours, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi, two of the game's greatest players, who between them had won the men's singles title for 8 of the previous 10 years, were eliminated by relatively unknown opponents who have never won any title. And if that was not enough, Marat Safin, at number 2, was the highest among a succession of seeded casualties, hustled out by the diminutive Belgian Olivier Rochus. That means that for the first time, 5 of the top 8 seeds in the men's singles have been beaten, even before the completion of the second round. While in pure tennis terms, the manner of Agassi's overwhelming 6-4, 7-6, 6-2 defeat by the 67th ranked Peredorn Chukpan, a result which will alarm Britain's Davis Cup team waiting to play Thailand in September, was the biggest surprise. It was Sampras' unbelievably premature loss to a lucky loser, George Bassel of Switzerland, which made the biggest emotional impact. Tennis is more than just a game to some people. For many people around the world, tennis is an outlet for their problems. When When we think of athletes who made it out of poverty and became stars in the United States, we usually consider it in sports such as basketball and football, but not tennis. In the instance of Mark Mathebane, however, he uses his passion of tennis as an outlet for all the problems in his life and his motivation to get him out of the terrible apartheid government of South Africa. Growing up as a black boy in this country during the rule of the apartheid government was very tough. In Mark Mathebane's autobiography, Cat Fur Boy, he shows how important tennis was to him. I'm going to read you a section of the book. Despite sporadic unrest in the ghettos, the Black Southern Transvaal Lawn Tennis Association announced that trials would be held in Soweto to select a 10-player junior team to take part in the annual National Junior Tennis Championships in Atteridgeville, Pretoria. The announcement came in May. Black schools in Tembisa and Alexandra were still closed by government decree. I was able to practice 6 hours a day at the ranch. I made the team, but soon thereafter, it was announced that the July championships might be scrapped because the government was leery of hundreds of black youths from all over South Africa gathering in Atteridgeville, so near to white suburbs of Pretoria. I was disappointed. I talked the matter over with Scaramouche, who since I made the team had been working out with me. Don't take it too hard, he said. There's still a chance the championships might be held. Even if they're not, there'll be other opportunities for you to compete. There are a few black tournaments coming up, and I'll enter you in singles and we can team up for doubles. Also, it's about time I introduced you to Andre Zietsman, a white friend of mine who's one of the best tennis players in the country. He's a liberal and just returned from America, where he's been on a tennis scholarship. He's a lefty like you, and I think you'll find him helpful. I looked forward to meeting this Andre Zietsman. Having just returned from America, I thought he might help me contact universities over there about the possibility of a tennis scholarship. Tennis can mean different things to different people, and I now know what it means to me. It is a sport that challenges you both mentally and physically, and one that I will hopefully be able to play for the rest of my life.